Hello, hello, hello. I know nobody's here, but I am glad that you're tuning in to this whenever you catch this stream later. This is I think my third stream. I've been practicing using the system and see how it all works out for me. All right, so what we're gonna do now is just kind of share some information with you guys. Let's start there so we can kind of get you guys going in a good headspace. All right, guys, we're going to start off by talking about the homunculus. And even if we don't get anyone to join us, we are fine on our own. I stand by myself, and even though I support others, I know people are busy and sometimes can't find the time to return the favor, but I am still going to be sure to set out and get this information to you guys. So the homunculus, guys, as you see, it is a fantastic little piece of something. This is a brain. Looks like a body and a face, right? Look at that. Check that out. It shows you everything in the brain, where the areas are that it handles. This is the larynx area. Obviously, look where it's at. There's the tongue, the face, the hands, so on and so forth. The primary motor cortex of the nation here. All right. Now, the neurons in your motor cortex are grouped by body parts. Parts with a complete range of the movement, like the hand, take up more space. Parts with a limited range of movement, like the hip, require less space. Together, the various parts form a full representative map of your body called the homunculus. This is what we're going over today. So, we're going to read the information on this just so you can get a pretty good idea after reviewing a little bit of it. There was something they called it the little man before in Italy. They said that they got that concept from creating the man. They were creating test tube babies in literal bottles in that time. So it says put together all of this disappropriate parts, disappropriate, I'm sorry, disproportionate body parts from your cortical maps, and you get the homunculus man, which is the little guys who look more like cartoon than human. In both of the little men, the fingers appear enormous. In the uh, somatosensory homunculus, seen above on the left, that's where the red is, and that's because your fingers receive so much sensory data as they touch the world around you. In the motor homunculus, seen above on the right, in the motors on the right, our fingers are even larger because of the complex range of motor involved in activities like typing or grasping an object. So that is more of a description on that. Let's see. Now it says reach down to rub the floor or rug, and it seems like a simple task. You read the directions, and your brain gives your fingers a set of instructions that say rub. But how did your mind deliver the message to your fingers? How did that happen? At the same time, your fingers are giving your brain a set of instructions about the floor as well. They send a series of impulses that your brain interprets as texture, rough or smooth. How does the message travel? It travels through the little man in that brain. The signals in both directions, brain to finger and finger to brain, run along particular pathways, says Michael Paradiso, a Brown University neuroscientist. In the brain, those lines converge in a region called the cortex. The motor nerves that help you move your finger connect to the motor cortex, while the sensory nerves that tell your brain about a feeling or a texture connect to the sensory cortex. This is very important. And why? Because right now with the coronavirus, it is attacking our senses. So why is it a virus is attacking your senses? Because it was meant to in that way. The neurons in the motor cortex and uh, samatino sensory cortex aren't just thrown together in a big jumble of cells. Instead, they're grouped by body parts. All the hand neurons together, then all of the face neurons, then the tongue neurons, and so on. And you can see in the diagram of the motor cortex, the one we just saw above, guys. Together, they form a full representative map of your body called the homunculus, which is the blue man in Latin. Oh, it was Latin, not Greece. My bad. I said Greece earlier, guys. It was actually Latin. All right, neurosurgeon. Oh, we're not gonna read all this, but let's go now to this part. It says the body parts look out of proportion because their representation in its terms of range and motion and feeling rather than physical size of the body parts. Thinking of all the intricate motions required in your tongue for language, um, or all the sensatories your fingers can feel as you're touched in the world around you. The data sent from your tongue and fingers are much more detailed than those of your foot or arm, so they can take up more space in your cortex accordingly. All right, let's talk about the phantom sensations. Phantom sensations. But what happens if one of your limbs is amputated? The pathways that run throughout your body are transcuted but don't disappear entirely, and neither does the representation of the limb in your brain. So, why does your brain still recognize the pain or something that's not actually there? Up in the samatophysiology,